Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Monday, the 3rd of July. Markets rise, consumer stocks surge post India's biggest tax reform, GST. Global terrorist Salahuddin admits to have carried out terror operations in India. And Nepal's election commission forms panel to complete all polls by November end. And now for all the details. Chairing the launch of the country's biggest indirect tax reform, the goods and services tax, at the start of July 1st, the Indian equity market surged and provisionally closed with substantial gains on Monday.
Indian stock markets rose nearly 1% on Monday, boosted by the rollout of the Goods and Services Tax or GST amid higher global markets. According to market observers, stocks of FMCG major ITC rose after additional excise duty on cigarettes was removed under the GST regime. Analysts say that GST, which replaced more than a dozen central and provincial levies, will boost economic growth over the long term and also improve ease of doing business.
As far as GST is concerned, it's a revolutionary step. One nation, one tax. It will increase the efficiency. It will boost the economy. The points are noted and markets are cognizant about it. Yes, initially there may be some disruption due to implementation.
GST was rolled out from July 1 in India's biggest tax reform since independence. The unveiling of GST led some of India's biggest automakers and retailers to announce price cuts, although many companies shied away from doing so due to the complexity of the new system. Many businesses are nervous about how the changes will unfold, with smaller ones saying they will get hit by higher tax rates. They have responded to the GST with protests and strikes.
Staying on news from India, security forces on Monday gunned down 3 militants in an encounter in Pulwama district of Indian Kashmir. Firing was still on to flush out more militants holed up in the area.
3 militants were gunned down by security forces in an encounter in Pulwama district of Indian Kashmir on Monday. The gun battle began after search operation was launched on Monday morning by joint team of police and paramilitary Central Reserved Police Force following specific inputs that 3 militants were hiding in Bamno area of Pulwama. Firing is underway to flush out more militants still holed up. The Kashmir Valley has seen a spurt in militant activities with repeated attacks on security forces and police convoys. Security forces have gunned down several militants, including top commanders of militant groups like Hizbul Mujahideen and Lashkar-e-Toiba over the last 2 months. India accuses Pakistan of training and arming militants and infiltrating them across the de facto border called the Line of Control or LOC. Pakistan denies those allegations.
Moving on to news from Pakistan, Hizbul Mujahideen chief Sayyid Salahuddin, who has been branded as a global terrorist by the United States, admitted in a TV interview to having carried out terror attacks on the Indian soil.
Freedom fighter kaun hota hai?
Hizbul Mujahideen chief Sayyid Salahuddin in a TV interview on Sunday admitted to have carried out terror attacks on Indian soil. Revealing that he has many supporters in India, Salahuddin also admitted to purchasing weapons from international markets and said that he has the capacity to deliver weapons at any place if he is paid for it. Salahuddin had earlier denounced his designation as a global terrorist by the United States and vowed to continue his armed fight against India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province.
इनमें से कोई ग्राउंड नहीं बन सकता किसी शख्स को ग्लोबल टेररिस्ट करार देने के लिए। और फिर दूसरी गुजारिश आपकी वसातत से ये एक चैलेंज है। दिस इज द चैलेंज फ्रॉम सैयद सलाहुद्दीन। You cannot quote a single example which you can define as an act of terrorism.
Meanwhile, a welfare wing of Mumbai attack mastermind Hafiz Saeed's Jamaat-ud-Dawa or JUD recently organized donation camp in Pakistan-administered Kashmir in the name of jihad. This is not the first time that the terror outfit has organized such camps to collect money in the name of helping Kashmiris.
A high-level US delegation on Sunday met Pakistan's army chief and top foreign affairs official to discuss regional security as Washington gears up to send more troops to the neighboring Afghanistan.
A US Senate delegation headed by Senator John McCain met Pakistan's Army Chief General Qamar Javed Bajwa on Sunday. Pakistan Army's media wing said in a press release that the officials and delegates discussed the regional security situation, including Afghanistan and security cooperation between Pakistan and the US. McCain had earlier said there could be no peace in Afghanistan or the rest of the region without Pakistan's cooperation, as he visited Islamabad ahead of a review from the United States of its Afghan war strategy. McCain, chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee, also met Sartaj Aziz, Pakistan's top foreign policy official. US President Donald Trump's administration is exploring hardening its approach towards Islamabad over Pakistan-based militants launching attacks in Afghanistan.
Meanwhile, the devastation caused by 2005 earthquake still haunts the people of Pakistan-administered Kashmir. Locals allege the policies of the government are not making any improvement in their daily life.
More than a decade since the earthquake devastated the Himalayan region of Pakistan-administered Kashmir in 2005, victims are still waiting for relief and rehabilitation. Locals blame the government for diversion of funds given by the international community for reconstruction and development in the region.
तो अभी तक गवर्नमेंट ने पहले भी और मौजूदा वक्त भी एक आबादी के तनाज़ुर को देखते हुए बाकायदा मनसूबाबंदी के तहत यानी आबादकारी नहीं कर पाई। ज़लज़ला के बाद जो मास्टर प्लान बना उस पर कुछ अमल हुआ, लेकिन कमा हक़ अमल नहीं हो पाया। उसी तरह बेहंगम तामीरात जारी रही और सहूलियात नापैद रही। सीवरेज का मसला शहर में बहुत ज़्यादा है। इसके अलावा पानी का भी मसला शहर के मज़ाफ़ाती और साइड एरिया में।
Residents accused that change in government leadership did not help the cause of victims, as successive governments have failed in executing projects for the relief of victims. The people hit by October 2005 earthquake that consumed thousands of lives and left thousands more to live under severe circumstances are still looking for help. A part of India's erstwhile princely province of Jammu and Kashmir, Pakistan-administered Kashmir, has been under the Pakistan's illegal rule for over 6 decades now.
In news from Nepal, Nepal is witnessing its local level polls in phases. In a latest development, the Election Commission has formed a committee to make an action plan for holding provincial and parliamentary elections on the dates it has suggested to the government.
The poll panel formed by Nepal's Election Commission has suggested Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba to hold provincial and parliamentary elections separately before December. The suggestion has been made to meet the constitutional deadline, and as per the constitutional obligation, the local, provincial and parliamentary elections should be held before January 21. According to Election Commissioner Ila Sharma, the government has to declare election dates and a clause related to provincial and parliamentary elections and provide a report of the Constituency Delimitation Commission as soon as possible. Meanwhile, the vote counting for the second phase of Nepal's local level polls held on June 28 is currently underway. The Commission has said that concerned election officers have been instructed to speed up the vote counting.
Moving on to news from Afghanistan, the local Afghan co-production of Sesame Street named Bakche Sim Sim premiered in Afghanistan in 2011. Since then, the show is not only engaging children, but also surpassing other Afghan children's shows in terms of adult-child co-viewership.
Following last year's successful debut of the first Afghan Muppet, a 6-year-old girl named Zari, Afghanistan's popular children's TV program Bakche-Simsim introduced Zirak, Zari's friendly and curious younger brother. Zirak will appear in season 6 of Bakche-Simsim, Afghan version of the famous children's TV program Sesame Street. According to the CEO of Mobi Group, the largest media company in Afghanistan, Zirak will follow his sister's footsteps and promote gender equality and education for all children. Bakche-Simsim, since its first premiere in 2011, has promoted early childhood development, literacy and numeracy with a focus on girls' empowerment, mutual respect and understanding, diversity and national identity. It is not only engaging children but has surpassed other Afghan children's shows in terms of adult-child co-viewership. The show and radio programs are available in both Dari and Pashto.
In southern India, scores of devotees took part in a religious procession to celebrate the Hindu festival of Bonalu on Sunday. Dressed up as mythological characters, artists led the procession and performed various acts during the festival.
Thousands of people in India's southern Vijayawada city gathered on Sunday to celebrate the Hindu festival of Bonalu with much fervour and gaiety. The folk festival, local to India's southern province of Telangana, is dedicated to Hindu goddess Mahakali and is marked to ward off evil and usher in peace and harmony. Artists dressed up as various mythological characters led the procession and performed acts.
बोनालू मनाने का मतलब यह है हमारा फैमिली को और सारा समाज को सुभिक्ष रखने के वास्ते माता जी को प्रार्थना करते हुए ये कार्यक्रम बनाते।
Members from all the temples of the old city participated in the procession to donate ritualistic attires to goddess Kanka Durga temple. During the celebrations, women cook rice with milk and jaggery in new brass or earthen pots and then carry them on their heads to offer it to the Hindu goddess.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Markets rise, consumer stocks surge post India's biggest tax reform, GST. Global terrorist Salahuddin admits to have carried out terror operations in India. And Nepal's Election Commission forms panel to complete all polls by November end. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsia Newsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsia Newsline. Well, that's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.